I recently purchased a Generation NEX online.
Haha! Haven't seen one of these in a while. The NES port, Famicom port. A cat just got involved. And the AV out. Aha! The power adapter and AV cables. That actually looks like the original AV cables. A OEM NES controller. And then the Messiah wired controller. Oh yeah, it's here. It has turbo select, or turbo slow, and start and select are right there. That's weird. And a cat who really wants me to take him outside right now, but I'm busy to. I'd like to unbox my boxes of things. You gonna help me with the next one? Because I got a box from Japan. See all these black Q-tips? This is from the single copy of Super Mario Brothers that I got. So this is why I always clean my cartridges before testing them. Might as well clean the console while I'm at it. I have a Famicom shaped cleaner. Yeah, this thing has a little tighter grip than I remember. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, this thing has a little tighter grip than I remember. Look at that, I gotta use two hands. Okay. Let's go for the NES connector. God, this is like the original death grip. Holy crap, I forgot how much of a death grip this thing had. Holy crap. I mean, I'm strong, but this is like two-handed. It's gotta squeeze the cartridge. Yeah, that is the king of the death grip. Oh man, this controller is not as good as I remember it. So the buttons, like, depress all the way in. So colors do not look quite right. A little bit of noise on the screen. But this is comparable to later Famiclones. Alright, let's try a different cart. Okay, that came out better. Trying my gray cartridge, Adventures of Link. There we go. This is the US version that has levels in different places. Well, I mean, like, when I say levels in different places, what I mean is, so the Japanese version of Zelda 2 for Famicom Disk System would let you save. Basically, it would only, like, everything had to be leveled up equally, and when you reverted, it would go back to the original version like the lowest stat. So in this case, it would be magic is 2, life is 2, attack is 1. And it would save them all as 1 until you get them all to 2. Which is very different than, I mean, and it fundamentally changes how you play the game. Alright, here is a fan translation copy of Ganbare Goemon that I actually bought from John Riggs at a convention. And it works like a champ, so that's cool. Alright, here's one of my EverDrives. I do not expect this to work, but I want to find out. And it is not booting up. That is very typical on cheap clone hardware. Alright, let's try some Famicom games. This is Famicom Contra. There is no Konami code on this version, but there's an intro in Japanese and a map screen. Actually, I'm going to keep the gun. Also, I think the waves are waving down there. And I think, yeah, spread gun. Come on. There we go. Spread shot. So the palm, oh, and I lost it. The palm trees are swaying. And that's one of the differences for the Famicom version of this game. Alright, Kid Dracula. Or Boku no Dracula-kun. Akumajo's Densetsu Special. It's great. So, this is exactly one of the games that I played on it back in the day. So, this was a great cart that we did not get in the West, but I deeply enjoyed buying a copy of it at Pink Godzilla. It wasn't Pink Gorilla, it was Pink Godzilla games at the time. And the Generation NEX allowed me to play it on sort of original hardware. Pro tip, use your power-up shots to take out enemies so you get coins to get extra lives at the end of the stage. Man, these buttons are really mushy. This is why I remembered to use, and why I used to use original ones, because look at this. So the button depresses all the way in, so it just really feels like mush. Nice. And the start and selector right there, which is weird. Castlevania 3, Akumajo Densetsu Special. I remember this one not working. And indeed, it does not work. I'm also tempted to try Gradius 2. But if Akumajo Densetsu doesn't work, then Gradius 2 is definitely not going to work. Alright, just for giggles, I thought I would try Rodland. And the retro-bit release of Rodland does not seem to be working. So, the Generation NEX was one of the first Famiclone systems that actually had Famicom cartridge support and it was the first NES clone. It was NES system on a chip, one of the first ones after the patent expired and these became legal to do so. However, they promised a very high compatibility rate, and they only delivered about a 75 to 80% compatibility rate. So, should you play on these? Not unless you have nostalgic memories about it, like I do. But the modern systems are a lot better. So, this is a Hyperkin Retron 1 HD. It has HDMI output and AV output, and a lot better compatibility than the Generation NEX, and it's cheaper. And the controller's better. This is a RetroUSB AVS. It is the absolutely amazing. You got your NES cartridges, you got your Famicom cartridges, FPGA accuracy, but HDMI only, doesn't work on a CRT TV. This is amazing. This is very, very good. And this is good only if you're nostalgic for it. But I'm going to be doing a video on NES clones. I'm glad to get one of these systems again, for all its warts, and it's interesting from a retro video game nerd historical perspective, of which that is me. This is 8-Bit Joystick. Stay awesome. Play retro.